States across the country are grappling with budget deficits while trying to boost growth and create jobs. Well, that's a big of an issue. Well, business leaders in Missouri believe international trade, especially with China, can help them achieve those goals. And Craig Mauro now joins us live from Chicago to tell us more about the big plans.
That's right, Phil. Well, there are a few airports in the middle part of the country here in the Midwest that serve as air cargo hubs. And one of the main ones, is right here in Chicago. It's O'Hare Airport. Now, O'Hare is somewhat notorious for congestion and delays, especially in the freight sector, as well as bad weather. Now, the two of those things can combine to cause some pretty long delays, not just for passengers, but also for cargo coming through this city. Now, the city of St. Louis, which is about a 5-hour drive to the south of here, is seeing that as an opportunity. Many of the largest companies from that area, the St. Louis area, as well as some of the main political leaders of that area, have come together and they're pushing a plan that would turn St. Louis's Lambert Airport into a major air cargo hub. Now, part of that plan, of course, hinges very much on trade with China. The city of St. Louis and its monumental arch are known as the gateway to the American West. Business leaders here are now seeking to brand their city also as a gateway to the East, especially to China. The plan hinges on turning the city's medium-sized Lambert Airport into an international hub for air cargo and freight. The backers say 40% of U.S. GDP and a population of 132 million are within a one-day truck drive.
While the railroads 100 years ago were the thing that really opened up the building of the country, we think that the air bridge to China could do the same thing and be meaningful for generations to come.
The idea is to lure freight forwarders and shipping companies here to compete with more congested and costly air freight hubs in other U.S. cities. Goods will come in from China and elsewhere around the world, while manufacturers from Missouri and the Midwest will have a quicker way to export. This plan was originally known as Aerotropolis, and it called for $300 million in tax credits from the state of Missouri. That plan died in the state legislature at the end of 2011. This time around, the backers have scaled down their request, asking for about $60 million in tax credits. The state Senate is now considering a new bill that relies on private sector initiative instead of tax breaks to create the necessary airport infrastructure. Some legislators are skeptical.
What I heard in 11 is all by itself the freight forwarder piece would not work. So I guess what I have to understand is I have to know what the plan is for the infrastructure development to occur without the tax incentive.
Whether or not Missouri approves the plan, the market opportunity appears to be huge. Airplane manufacturer Boeing forecasts that world air cargo traffic will more than double over the next 20 years. Now, as has been happening with many states in America, Missouri's trade with China has been growing rapidly in the last decade or so. China is now that state's #2 trading partner in terms of exports and imports combined, and many business leaders in that state believe that this is only the beginning. They see a lot of potential for trade to grow with China even more in the coming years. Phil?
All right, Craig, thank you very much.